Hello everyone and welcome to another vacuum cleaner unboxing from iBasiac, YouTube's premier channel for all things floor care related. Well, today we have another Hoover for you. This is a Hoover Dust Manager Bagless upright vacuum cleaner. Now the dust managers have quite a poor reputation. They're supposed to be a better way of managing dust, but in practice they let a lot of dust right through the bagless unit. I wanted this one because it's an early model of a dust manager, and I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out when I open it, I believe this is one of the earliest dust managers that use the ecobox system. Now, dust managers that you can buy now use a slightly better sort of single cyclonic unit, which apparently improves the dust retention. But this one I think is an early variant, and I did think foolishly that this possibly might have been a made in UK model, because it's I think it dates from the late 90s, early 2000s, but by then I think most production was moved to China, and I have noticed sadly on the box it does say made in PRC, so it's Chinese. But in my experience some of the earlier Chinese made Hoovers were slightly better than the current ones, certainly the current Purepowers that are being manufactured in China now. But I'll be able to judge that when I get the box open. Okay, without any further ado, let's take down this box and open up and assemble this Hoover Dust Manager vacuum. Now this model, unlike some other Purepowers I've opened, is designed to be opened from here. Instead of opening the end, you're supposed to open it here, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll first use the scissors and just cut through the tape either side. While I'm doing this, I'll just tell you that the model is DM4520 001. Of course, made in PRC. Gross weight is 8.6 kilograms. And the colour, I think it just says it's silver. I know it's silver, and I think the translucent part of the bag door is a blue colour. So I'm unpacking it as per the instructions. So I've released those. So now let's put the scissors through here. This has never, according to eBay, the eBay seller has never been out of its box. But because it's been stored for a long time, it might have suffered from some storage damage. We'll have to see. Nearly there. And here we have it. Looks alright so far. It's got a lot of polystyrene around it. Hoover have done away with polystyrene packaging now. Most of the recent Hoover cleaners I've opened have got cardboard, which is a bit more environmentally friendly. Two instruction books with this. We've got the getting started. If somebody can't be bothered to read the more thorough instruction book, then you can toss that aside. This is all you should need to know to get you started, to get you cleaning. I think there's only one part of assembly, which is attaching the handle. Later Purepower models you have to do a little bit more assembling. As you check back on my channel, I assembled and demonstrated a silver bagged Hoover Purepower, and that took more assembly than this one. But I think it's just a case of putting the handle on. Right then. Looks quite smart. It isn't perfect. On the lettering it is slightly worn away, so I'm wondering whether this has been on display. The first thing to come out is the handle. And to be honest, yes, it is Chinese, but this handle feels somewhat better quality. It could be my imagination, but it feels better quality than the bagged Purepower I unboxed not that long ago. It certainly does. It does feel somewhat better. I could be wrong, but who knows. Okay, let's put the machine upright, and underneath the vacuum we've got the European guarantee, which is just a year with Hoover cleaners. Not sure if they'd honour this guarantee, but the retailer should. lift it out. Now everything, unusually, I'm not sure if this should be the case, but everything seems to be assembled on the machine, including all the cleaning tools. Oh, thought there was a deep scratch, but it was just a, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a scratch. What I'll be interested to see actually, see what sort of brush roll this has. Because it's Chinese, I have a feeling it's the brush roll, not the agitator brush roll, which is a shame, but we'll see in a minute. Just pop that in there. The hose is definitely, oh, it's broken. It is broken. Oh dear. Now, this is a part I can probably get. I don't know why I bother sometimes, I really don't. There we go, broken. Now the part that's broken on this machine, oh dear, I'm not having good luck this week. Well, recently I unboxed, I'm not sure if it's on my channel yet, but I unboxed another Shark lift-away vacuum that I bought from QVC, and the wheeled caddy for that machine, that was broken. Now, I have another broken vacuum. I'm pretty sure this part is available, so I could see if the seller will refund me the cost of getting a new part. This forms part of the hose support, this part here. Let's just turn it a bit so you can see it. Can you see it? It's a bit hard to see in this light. Anyway, this bit here obviously shouldn't be in my hand, it should be attached to this. And there's no point in trying to glue this because it's a part that will soon, I mean that's how it should be. See there, that it's a hose support, that should be on there, but it's broken. Bit of a shame. It is the Eco dust box type machine, as I thought it was. Let's have a look underneath, and it's, yes, yucky. It's this awful cheapened brush roll. It's very hard to see. Some models of this have a, whoops, let's smooth that off. One of the extension leads has come away. So here we have, I don't like this, it's just long brushes, quite soft. Not as good as the activator that was fitted originally to this type of vacuum. So there we go. That's the underneath. Here is the bag door. That all seems okay, but there is a little bit of, where it says extra lightweight, it's only a little thing, but especially on the W, you can see a little bit of damage there. But here is, I believe Hoover referred to this as the ecobox. They did other machines. I had a Hoover Discovery cylinder vacuum, Bagless, that used this. I think there was a sensory model as well, I'm not sure. But anyway, I think that just pulls off. I think because these cleaners are so poor, with the ecobox and the other versions, the ecobox especially, leaking dust and blocking up, that people used to convert these to a bagged machine, which was quite a simple thing to do. In fact, I believe Hoover sold a kit just for that purpose. A little bit of dust in there, but I do think it's, I think it's storage dust. I don't think there's no way this has been used. Little filter at the bottom. But here, where you push the ecobox on, you can actually fit a bag support collar and actually use this bagged, and you do find a lot of machines have been converted because they were pretty poor. Here is the ecobox. Now it's made of a porous plastic. You can actually wash this. I believe in one model I bought with this, they said you could put it in the dishwasher. It's a pretty basic type of bagless unit. They've basically replaced a paper bag with this. There's no cyclonic action at all. All the dirt comes in through the, when you're using it upright, through the cleaning head, through the hose and into here. And to empty it, you basically just take that off and you find a piece of paper inside that tells you all about the ecobox. It does actually picture it going into a dishwasher there, look. So it will go in a dishwasher. But basically you just empty it, but Hoover recommend you actually wash it once a month. You just shake it out to empty it. You can brush the inside, and Hoover show you brushing the inside using the dusting tool that comes with it. So it just shows you going like this to get the dust out. But they clog pretty easily, these. But it's an example I wanted. It's a shame it's an example that's damaged. Obviously the damage, hopefully, well, I'll go online shortly and just check. I'm sure I can get that part. I know you can buy, I've already seen bits of this, you can buy this seal. Obviously this looks dusty, but I think that's some sort of a talc substance they put on at the factory just to enable you to remove it easier. It hasn't been used at all. I mean, you can tell they did get quite dirty quite quickly, and they never, in my experience, they never came 100% clean again, even in a dishwasher. So that is your ecobox bagless system, and basically it just pushes on. You just push where the seal is there, you just push it onto the support tube, push it firmly, and that's it. And then on goes your bag door. That's it until it clicks in place. Right, I don't know whether it's worth putting the handle on and doing anything else yet. The hose has come off. I don't remember taking it off, but the hose is off. This hose, although it's not clear like on the models you can buy now, it is a lot better. There's something, I know I've got an older bagged Purepower, one of the early Chinese made ones. It has a hose like this, and this type of hose was a lot better than the one you get with the machines now. If I turn it round quickly, we can have a look at the filter. I think Hoover do claim Hepa filtration on this, so it is a pleated Hepa filter, unlike the fabric pad you get on some models. That is washable. Looks a decent filter, but I think because the dust manager box is quite poor, a lot of the dirt will find its way to that filter. There is dust all inside this, but I can't see that it's being used. I just think this is just dust because it's so old, been stored away for so long. It's just a shame about that part, but I am pretty sure. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, so the 2 screws, so that does come as a separate part. I'll source that part, see how much it costs with postage, and I'll contact the seller. Now this, oh dear, it's not been put together properly either. Just here, it's not been clicked in right at the factory. There we go. Okay, I will assemble this and show you around it, and then I'll be on the internet to see if I can source the broken part. Well, here's all the bits you get in the box. The hose, which is supposed to be a stair cleaning hose, and I believe this does easily reach up to the top of the stairs if it's anything like the other similar models I've got. You get one extension tube and one scabbard crevice tool, but also that acts as an extension tube. You can use it on its own like that as a nice long crevice tool. Obviously you can attach it to the end of the other extension tube to give you even more reach, and either of the 2 small tools will fit on, so you can fit the dusting brush onto the end, or you can fit the all-purpose brush. That's for your stairs and upholstery. It's got a softish brush on the back to help with the agitation, but naturally you can as well connect either of the tools directly to the hose handle. If you're cleaning the car and you've got tighter space to clean, then obviously that's easier than using the extension tube. Then of course we've got the handle, which I now need to attach to the top of the cleaner. There are just 2 screws we need to screw up. Now this screw here at the bottom was covered by a sticker in order to keep it in place, otherwise that would have fallen out in the box. This screw was uncovered. All we have to do is push the handle onto the machine, or slide it on like this. Just make sure it's lined up. In fact, firstly actually I'll remove the screw at the bottom. I don't want to force anything. It doesn't really want to go in. Let's just have a look. Right, I think I'll unscrew the screw at the top just to be safe. So I think that's preventing me. I don't know if it comes out actually. Oh, it does. Whoops. But then, oh no, I shouldn't take it right out because there is a little plastic tube in the middle. Let me just try it now. Ah, there we go. That's it. Never force anything when you're assembling anything, especially something made in China. So as you've seen, even before this vacuum has seen any dirt, it's broken. Saying that, this reminds me of when I assembled the Purepower, not that long ago, sometime last year. Check back on my channel if you want to see that video. Certainly this does feel more robust. I know it's a Hoover Purepower, but they weren't the very best of machines even when they were made in the UK. But this one doesn't seem too bad. Okay, I've not over tightened. So there we go, that's the handle firmly attached to the machine. Let's just pop in these small cleaning tools that I took off. I can never remember which one goes where. I think that's it. That tool goes on the bottom and the dusting tool, that's the way. Dusting tool goes on the top. They click on there pretty securely. They're not going to fall off. And I'll just connect the hose. The hose obviously does come off in case you get a blockage. Here's the hose inlet. So we just need to push and twist. It'll only go one way until it locks in position. Now normally, well, we've still got this part of the support tube, that's still there. Let me just move along, shuffle along the bus. This bit's still intact, and that goes onto there, and the hose just goes over the top and plugs into the bottom of the cleaning head here. So obviously that takes a suction to the head, but because we have the broken part, which should be here, you should now also be able to clip the hose. That should clip there. If this part wasn't broken, that's what would happen. Because now the hose is a little bit, well, it's not neatly attached to the machine. It should clip to the back. So unfortunately, because it's broken, that's not going to happen. Last thing we need to do, put the scabbard extension tube and the regular extension tube, just slot those in to the back. They fit on the back of the machine, either side. So that side we've got the regular extension tube, and that side we've got the scabbard. A little bit hard to pick up in this light, I'm afraid. So that's the machine assembled. Everything's in place. I'll just take you on a brief tour and then we'll just switch it on briefly before I get onto the internet and complain about the broken part. So here we have the cleaning head of the machine. This little sticker here says that it's passed quality assurance controls. Well, it might have done in China, but by the time it reached Britain and was stored for 10, 15, I don't know how many years, we'll have a look at the rating plate on the back and we might be able to date it from that. But anyway, it has passed that. There we go. We've got the height control ranging from short carpet, which is the lowest setting, medium carpet, long carpet and hard floor, pretty poor on hard floors from what I remember, and luxury carpet and cleaning tool mode. So obviously when you're using the tools, you are supposed to put it in that position, although when it's in the upright position, the brush is raised off the floor anyway, so I'm not really sure why Hoover did that, but that's That's the settings you get, and obviously it's easy to change the settings with the machine in the upright position. If you try doing it when the machine's in the operating position, you'll find it a lot harder. So Hoover always say change the position with the machine upright. Moving on up, isn't that a song? By M People, I think it was. Moving on up, I believe so. But anyway, moving on up, we've got the bag door, transparent, so you can see all the filth that will pass directly through the dust box. Bit of Hoover branding here. Dust Manager Bagless system. A roundel here that says the Hoover Cleaner. Extra lightweight, washable Hepa. Bag door release here. And I've still never had a proper answer. There's been a few people who've had theories of this. It does look like a grill on the bottom of that machine. Looks like the exhaust grill for the motor, but the exhaust grill for the motor is at the back of the cleaner. And if you see where this exhaust grill is when you've got the bag door on, it actually is located here. There's no way there's anything venting out of this solid bit of plastic. Two theories I've heard. One, it's just a design thing. They just put it on just to make it look good. I don't know why. Another person has suggested that it's something to do with a strain relief. As the machine is sucking up, this can flex, and some models have cracked. I believe some Hoover Purepower 2s have cracked. The bag door can actually flex in and out if you block the nozzle off. And somebody said it's to prevent it from cracking. It's some sort of a strain relief. I don't know. If someone can tell me a definitive answer why they put that there and why they still put that there on their machines, please comment below. Again, there's the ecobox. Pull it out here. It's a little bit stiff, but it has to be, you know, it has to keep the dust in as much as it can, so it has to be quite tightly fitted. Let's have a look while I'm at it. It does have a two-layered filter, black on one side, not sure if that's carbon. Could be. Motor suction obviously comes from the grill underneath at the bottom. Put that back in, make sure there's a filter in place at all times. So obviously this is the pre-motor filter, and the post-motor filter, which I won't show you again, is that pleated filter around the back. Let's push that in, make sure it's properly in place. On goes the bag door, like that. Moving on up even further, we've got the single, very familiar on-off button. Again, no bag full indicator that you would have got on certain models. They've just blanked it off there. And some models, which I think I had one of these way back when they were made in the UK. Well, I do still have one that's got variable power. I don't think I've actually shown you that on this channel. I'll have to do that later. It's a blue model, bagged. It's got an orange switch like this, but it's also got an orange slider, which I did like. But they did an auto sense version, which was the top of the range, which I'd like even more. I don't think I ever had an auto sense one. Here's the flex storage at the back of the machine. I wound the flex up. It's got a fitted plug, of course, because this did come after the legislation that said all UK items should have a fitted plug. So you've got the standard UK 3-pin plug. At the top here, just slightly out of view I'm afraid, just down there is the hook. Turn that down, release the cable all in one go and plug in. And the lower part here, it's a dual purpose thing. It's the carry handle, so you can carry the machine around like that. So this is fairly lightweight, I suppose, but it also forms the lower cord hook when you need to store the cord. And I've shown you all the tools at the back. There we can see, unfortunately, the broken part. There is it here. So let me just show you a minute, if I can reach it. Here's the broken part that should be, well, it should be clipped to the hose. In fact, I think that's where it was when I opened the box. So obviously that should be on there, and it should be holding the hose neatly onto the machine. Okay, a couple more things to show you at the lower end, and then we'll plug it in and we'll give it a brief go before my full demo, hopefully, which will follow as soon as I get a replacement hose support clip. Okay, here's the back of the machine with the rating sticker on. So it's Hoover model DM4520 001. I've never seen it 002. A lot of Hoover models have this 001, which to me thinks, well, it's the first variant, and perhaps if they did a modified version it would be 002. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's 001, serial number. Can we date it? 391000054. I'm thinking possibly it's made in the year 2000. I do have a brochure somewhere dating from the year 2000 and it has this model in it, so this possibly is from year 2000. I'm not sure if 5 means the fifth month, whether it was May 2000, not sure. Some other numbers here: 0410 2231, made in PRC, BIB approved, 1700 to 1800 watts, PCE, and yet again they seem to know when I'm recording. Thanks a lot, mate. Oh, and there's another one coming along, another earth moving. If you like, this is a great house for you to live. If you like JCBs and diggers and all sorts of heavy moving equipment, because they pass my house quite a lot. And yet they're not building near me. But there is a house at the back of me that seems to have had scaffolding up for months and months. And yet, anyway, you don't want to hear that. Right, double insulated. So the maximum is 2000 watts, obviously not allowed now. The maximum is 1800 watts, but moving on to 2017, the maximum allowable for a new vacuum cleaner will be 900 watts. Little symbol here advising you to unplug before removing the cover. You can remove the cover to change the belt. This whole cover comes off. You need to undo 2 screws, one this side and one the other side, like that. Here is the infamous foot pedal, which is very hard to push and is a point of failure on a lot of these machines. Hoover never improved that. It was like it since the first Purepowers, and from the last Purepower I opened, it's still the same. Hard to push, makes a terrible cracking noise if you don't push it really hard down. You normally have to wear shoes to press it down properly. It's a part that fails, which means it won't stand upright on its own or it'll lean. It's an appalling thing that I don't know why Hoover never sorted out, but they kept it. It's a very old model. I mean, it's still a current design. Hoover's still churning this out and they still continue to make it. It's probably going to go in the record books before too long as one of Hoover's longest running modern plastic vacuum cleaners. Okay, that's the tour. Let's quickly plug it in, just see if it's very, very noisy or not too bad. And I'll just have a quick go back and forth. Hopefully a bit later on my channel I will actually put some dirt down and do a full test of this for you, because I'm not bothered about getting dirt in this one. They're 10 a penny really, not a rare or very nice model to be honest, but it was something I wanted. And what Roger wants, Roger normally gets. Anyway, let's plug it in. Well, here it is, plugged in and ready to go. In fact, I haven't pre-tested it before. This is the first time I'm going to turn this on, so if there's a loud bang and a flash and I fall to the ground, you'll know that this possibly isn't a very good vacuum cleaner. Let's see. Now, I haven't got any shoes on. There you go, Peter. Got some nice stripy socks on there to match my stripy top. I do like to coordinate my socks and top. And sometimes I like to coordinate with the vacuum cleaner. And I've sort of coordinated with this. Some of the blue matches actually. Yes, yes, it's quite good actually. Look, if you look there, there is, oh, I can't really see, but anyway, there's a stripe in here that's almost the same colour as the back door. Now that was a happy coincidence, wasn't it? No, nothing's ever a coincidence in my videos. It's all done deliberately. Right, okay, with my unshoed foot, I'm going to press down with my heel hard. Got it in the operating position. Okay, let's just give it a quick whirl around. Fingers crossed it actually works. Well, no surprises there. A piercing, screaming motor and a horrible sounding brush roll. Never mind. But even saying that, does seem slightly quieter. And I think it's a 2200 watt, the bagged model I have. Let's just have a look inside the dust box. I did vacuum yesterday, so I don't think we're going to find a lot in here. But there should be something. Or should there? Oh, that is surprising, to be honest. I think the last vacuum that went over this floor was a Dyson DC40. And it was only yesterday. Only yesterday when I was sad and I was lonely. Can't really see it there. Shall I turn on this light here? We'll see if we can. That's a little bit better. Anyway, there's actually dirt in that. Just in that small area. It's hard to really show you. Let's do a bit of a tappity tap. Look. Dust! So it's managed to pick up some dust and some hairs actually. That's dog hair, I believe. So, not too bad actually, not too bad at all. Will it cope with my bag of filth, folks? Will it? Who knows? Hopefully. I'm sure the seller, they've normally helped me out the numerous times I've had something damaged. But next time you see this machine I will have the replacement part. It only costs a few pounds, I'm sure. So I'll get a replacement part for this. So if it didn't have the broken hose support clip, I would have been quite happy with this, despite the slight wear on the lettering on the bag door. But anyway, these are the risks you take when you're buying things from eBay, I'm afraid. There we go, that's the Hoover Dust Manager Bagless Lightweight Upright Vacuum Cleaner. Looks quite good on my monitor. Looks quite smart, doesn't it? And yes, it does seem a lot better made. I will have to at some point, but I can't promise. I have a lot of other things to do, but it would be nice to compare this to my later bagged model, just to see if it is better quality. But to me, it does seem more robust. It doesn't have that horrible sort of, I don't know, when I was assembling the bagged version, I just felt it was going to break at any second. I was really careful putting it together, thinking something's going to snap just screwing a screw in. But this one, despite the broken part on arrival, it seems pretty good. Well, as good as any Hoover cleaner made in China can be these days. Anyway, from me and the Hoover Dust Manager, it's goodbye for now, but please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, because I will be updating at least once a week, normally 3 times a week actually. On Monday, Wednesday and Friday you'll see new content on my channel. And also check back at my back catalogue. I think I've got nearly 400 or so at the time of making this videos, so there is something for everyone hopefully. If you like your vacuums, you just want to find out about more vacuum cleaners, and you don't mind big earth moving equipment passing my window every 5 minutes, then stay tuned. So until the next time, it's goodbye, and I'll see you very soon.